It was Christmas Eve night on the island of Sodor, and the cold weather was keeping the engines in Tinma sheds awake.
How about a story?
Good idea, Percy. I can tell you more stories about Duke of the Lost Engine.
Edward knows a great story.
All the engines loved Edward's stories, but James and Gordon thought it was too late.
Let's just try and get some sleep. Besides, we've already heard of your stories. What about the story of the steam trio?
Huh. Never heard of that story.
It all began some time ago on Sunshine Island. On a small railway lived 3 tender engines called Stephen, Alan and Ellie. Stephen is the oldest and is the leader of the steam trio. Alan is Stephen's best friend and is the responsible one of the group. And as for Ellie, she is one of the kindest engines you could ever meet. One day, their manager came to see them. Engines, I am pleased with your work so far. We are going to have a visitor come into this railway. Please make him feel at home.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. But the visitor was a mean diesel who hated steam engines. Throughout his day, he got the steam trio into trouble and caused confusion and delay. He even asked the trucks to make Alan have an accident. On the day the diesel went home, the manager made a decision, and the next day he went back to see the steam trio. I am disappointed with all 3 of you. I have decided to replace you 3 with new diesels. After that, the steam trio have stayed in their sheds, and all they could do now is watch the new diesels doing their old work.
That's not a happy ending.
Ah, there will be, but in the morning.
Soon, all the engines were asleep, but here was a reason why Edward told them that story. Early that morning, visitors came to see the Fat Controller.
We want to find the steam trio and make them happy again.
Maps laid everywhere.
They are on that island, Sunshine Island, just west of Misty Island. We can find them.
I'll set everything in operation, and Edward will go with you too.
That afternoon, the visitors and Edward was on a boat heading for Sunshine Island. Soon, they arrived and Edward was unloaded onto the old tracks. Everyone got onto Edward's coach and they set off down the old line. The old track was weak and rusty, so Edward had to move slowly and carefully. Soon, they arrived at an old rail yard.
This is the place.
They started looking in all the buildings and shed. Even Edward looked on the old sidings. Until, at last, their search ended. By accident.
We found one.
The doors were open, and Edward went to the red, dusty engine.
Hello, are you one of the steam trio? That was a long time ago. I haven't seen Alan or Ellie for years. We will find them, and you 3 will come back to Sodor to be fixed. This is a rescue. Thank you.
Soon Alan and Ellie was found and united with Stephen. Then Edward helped them to the boat. Soon they arrived at the Sodor Steamworks, and soon Victor was working to fix them to look as good as new.
You will love being on Sodor.
We love it already.
I'm glad to hear it.
They will be repaired and repainted by tomorrow morning.
In time for Christmas. See you tomorrow.
Next morning, it was Christmas Day, and all the engines were up early, talking about Edward's story.
I still don't believe it.
Well, I thought it was pretty good.
Me too.
Thank you.
Edward, how does the story end?
Wait, it's a Topham Hatt.
Engines, I am pleased to say that I have a surprise for you. Sodor will be getting more jobs next year, so I've got new engines coming to help us.
Just then, Stephen, Alan, and Ellie came up to the sheds. All the engines were surprised, and Edward smiled at his new friends.
The Steam Trio? Oh, Will? Sorry we didn't believe you, Edward.
It's thanks to Edward that we have our new friends, and I have a special gift for you all. You are all going to get new coats of paint.
All the engines cheered and blowed their whistles.
And I've got one more gift for you, Edward. I've decided that because you saved the Steam Trio, and because of your hard work, I am going to make you engine in charge.
Edward was shocked.
Well done.
I couldn't think of a better engine for the job.
3 cheers for Edward and the Steam Trio.
Thank you.
We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Thomas, Edward, and the Steam Trio are now good friends, and Stephen, Alan, and Ellie love being on Sodor now. They all think it's the best railway in the world.
He's the cheeky one.
James.
His fame but lots of fun.
Percy.
Pulls the mail on time.
Gordon.
Thunders down the line.
Emily.
Really knows her stuff.
Henry.
Toots and huffs and puffs.
Edward.
Wants to help and share.
Toby. Well, let's say he's square. They're 2, they're 4, they're 6, they're 8. Shunting trucks and hauling freight. Red and green and brown and blue. They're the really useful crew. All with different roles to play. Round in the sheds so far away. Down the hills and round the bends. Thomas and his friends.
Enjoy the fun while it lasts. Soon I will be in control of Sodor. Yes.